W8WKY.
Amateur radio Newsline will start in 5 minutes.
Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2471 with a release date of Friday, March 7th, 2025 to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. A survey reveals some important trends in Brazilian amateur radio. Huntsville's new Museum of Communications and Technology is open, and the founder of the Hurricane WatchNet becomes a silent key. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2471 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, amateur radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. And now reporting from Valparaiso, Indiana, here's Paul Brown, WD9GCO.
Our top story takes us to Brazil, where a recent survey is providing a detailed look at the trends among hams in South America's largest nation. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, shares some of its findings.
An important snapshot of the state of amateur radio in Brazil has provided the National Ham Radio Society and the telecommunications regulator with insights into relevant trends. The sampling of 940 hams in 27 states and 350 cities was conducted in May 2024 by Guilherme Crimerius, PY2BIL, a member of the board of the São Paulo chapter of LABRE, the Liga de Amadores Brasileiros de Radiomissão. Guilherme told Newsline that the findings are also being shared with the regulator, Anatel. He said the findings held no surprises, but many details were nonetheless significant. Brazil's ham radio community remains predominantly male, with women comprising only 2% of the hobby. Survey results also showed that hams are an aging population in Brazil. 72% are between 40 and 70 years old, with most of them between 40 and 60. While the new licensees continue to join Brazil's ham community every year, there is low membership in clubs and associations, giving little opportunity for the networking and skills training usually provided by them. Guillermo writes, "This scenario has had an impact on new generations of hams who face difficulties in learning the essential technical matters and especially the operational and cultural activities." For a full copy of the report, which is downloadable, visit the link in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
We remind our listeners that young hams who live in the continental United States have an opportunity to make news, if they aren't already doing so, by being a recipient of this year's Amateur Radio Newsline Bill Pasternak Memorial Young Ham of the Year Award. Consider nominating an amateur radio operator 18 years of age or younger, someone who has talent, promise, and a commitment to the spirit of ham radio. Find application forms on our website, arnewsline.org, under the YHOTY tab. Nominations are now open. We're accepting nominations through May 31st. Certain radio IDs that have been in use on the Brandmeister DMR network are going away later this year. CellMB KB3TZD explains.
The Brandmeister DMR network has announced that it is phasing out its support of certain radio IDs that do not comply with the Mobile Country Code, or MCC, numbering system. This means that by June, radio operators with certain DMR IDs will need to request new numbers to be assigned to their radios. The first phase of these changes will begin on the 1st of June, when Brandmeister will stop supporting 5-digit CAP Plus IDs. Starting on the 1st of January 2026, radios with 7-digit personal radio IDs that begin with the numeral 1 will also stop working on their network. In making this announcement, Brandmeister assured repeater operators that it will continue indefinite support of repeaters that have 6-digit radio IDs. Brandmeister said in its announcement in late February that this is an effort to address improperly numbered radio IDs, something Brandmeister has been trying to contain for 7 years. It said on its website, the Brandmeister DMR platform is a constantly evolving system, requiring regular optimizations and maintenance to ensure its efficiency, reliability, and alignment with global open standards. New IDs can be obtained through radioid.net For further instructions, visit the Brandmeister link that appears in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is Sel Emby, KB3, TZD.
A trio of beacons in Ireland have been taken out of service in preparation for being moved, as we hear from Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In Ireland, 3 beacons operating from a site south of Dublin have gone QRT to allow for their relocation. The EI4RF, EI1KNH, and EI0SIX beacons have been part of what is known as the Kilmolin cluster. They've been hosted by Paddy Gahegan, EI5HS, who became a silent key last year. The beacons, which have a new owner, went off the air in mid-February and are expected to come back slowly. According to reports on Groups I.O. and the SW Welling Post blog, the EI4RF 4-meter beacon is expected to be the first to return, perhaps in May, just as the sporadic E season begins. The EI0SIX beacon is expected to follow sometime afterwards on 6 meters. However, it was unclear how and when service will be restored to the EI1KHN beacon, which operated on 40 and 60 megahertz, and whether this beacon would need to be assigned a new call sign. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Students and faculty in India are celebrating the establishment of the first state-of-the-art shack on a West Bengal State University campus. Graham Kemp, VK4BB, tells us more.
Aliyah University, a state university that was created for the education of many of India's minority populations, is about to become the first university in West Bengal with its own state-of-the-art ham radio club station. The announcement was made in late February in connection with a seminar held on the Kolkata campus introducing students and faculty to various aspects of amateur radio. The one-day session held on the 24th of February covered emergency communications and radio technology and included hands-on experience for the estimated 250 attendees. It was led by members of the West Bengal Radio Club, the Indian Academy of Communication and Disaster Management, and organised by the school's Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. A number of other schools have hosted similar amateur radio workshops throughout the region, which is a coastal area subject to violent storms and other natural disasters that rely on alternate forms of communication. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
Hams will no doubt be among those visiting the National Association of Broadcasters annual trade show again this year, but something will be missing, as we learn from Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB.
The annual trade show of the National Association of Broadcasters is welcoming industry professionals once again this year to Las Vegas in April. One traditional event will be missing from this year's show, however. There will be no separate reception for amateur radio operators. Hams, of course, are still welcome. Indeed, many broadcast professionals, especially those on the engineering side, enjoy an active and robust time on the air on the amateur bands. A posting on the Radio World website said that this year's ham reception was not on the schedule. The reception had been hosted for a long time by Bob Heil, K9EID, who became a silent key last year. The article said that organizers are hoping to, quote, reinvent the event for next year by exploring fresh partnerships and innovative ideas, end quote. In the meantime, licensed hams who work in the industry can still look forward to the usual opportunities for networking and learning about new technology. The NAB show takes place between April 5th and 9th at the Las Vegas Convention Center. This is Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB.
It's time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the WB3GXW repeater in Silver Spring, Maryland. Simultaneously on Echolink conference server node 6154, on Saturdays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. In India, there is a new DX foundation that has lots of energy and ambition, and plans for a rarely activated island. We learn more from Jason Daniels of VK2 LAW.
It's still early in the game for the newly organised not-for-profit DX India Foundation, but the team has already announced ambitious plans to increase India's presence on the DX map as part of its mission to activate rare iota islands, conduct DXpeditions, and provide DX and POTA chasers with a chance to work different entities in India. The team has its sights set on Anala Island, iota number AS169, which is near Mumbai. According to an announcement from the team, the island has had no amateur radio activity since 2006. Hams from the DX India Foundation have applied to use the call sign AU2M and hope to be on the air from the 29th of May through to the 1st of June. Later plans include a 10-day adventure to the Lakshadweep archipelago off the coast of Kerala in southern India. The DX India Foundation has also established an online forum in groups.io to encourage a sense of international community for chasers and activators. In between trips, the Foundation's activity will be focused on training and mentoring other radio operators. This is Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
Huntsville, Alabama, home of the Huntsville Ham Fest, has a new way to celebrate technology and, of course, amateur radio. To welcome the museum and honor the spirit and advancements made in technology, Newsline is departing from the norm this week. This report is being read via artificial intelligence and a correspondent known as AI Drew.
On March 1st, the Signals Museum of Information Explosion opened its doors to what founders hope will be an immersive and hands-on environment for visitors. The museum, housed a short drive from where the Huntsville Hamfest is held each year, has an array of exhibits devoted to communications technology in all its forms throughout history. Amateur radio operators who are visiting will be particularly interested in the Ham Shack, a welcoming space for regional radio clubs and other radio operators to meet or work on building equipment. The museum also has an on-site radio tower. Whether you live in the area or plan to visit Huntsville this year, the museum will welcome you. Visit their website at signals-museum.org. This is AI Drew.
Atlantic hurricane season is still a few months away, but hams and forecasters will be going forward into this year's season without the man who created the Hurricane WatchNet 60 years ago. He has become a silent key, as we hear from Randy Sly, W4XJ.
It can be said that the seeds of the Hurricane WatchNet were planted in 1965 as Hurricane Betsy raged its way through the Bahamas, making landfall in the U.S. that September. Gerald Murphy, K8YUW, who was stationed by the U.S. Navy in Rhode Island at the time, was also handling messages and phone patches for the Intercontinental Amateur Radio Net. When hurricane-specific traffic started to overwhelm the regular net's messages on their 20-meter frequency, Jerry suggested that those messages be handled 5 kilohertz higher. Marcy Rice, KZ5MM, who was in the Panama Canal Zone, QS-wide with him up to 14.325 megahertz, and that was the genesis of the Hurricane WatchNet. The net has become the backbone of a robust communication system during storm season. Trained hams share advisories, data, and post-storm damage information in affected areas with national hurricane centers in the U.S. and, when needed, Canada. Jerry, who became a silent key on the 25th of February at the Ohio Veterans Home in Sandusky, leaves behind this vibrant legacy. He served as net manager from September of 1965 until February of 1988, staying on afterward as assistant net manager. Health issues compelled him to retire from the net in March 1991. The Hurricane WatchNet has been planning an on-air special event in September to mark its 60th anniversary. Net manager Bobby Graves, KB5HAV, told Newsline, quote, "I was hoping and praying Jerry would make it to see his creation's 60th anniversary this coming Labor Day. We will endeavor to make it even more special. End quote. Jerry was 88. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
In the world of DX, Chris, WA7RAR, is on the air until the 16th of March from Barbados, IOTA number NA-0021. He's using the call sign 8P9CB, operating single sideband and CW on 20 through 10 meters. Some of his locations are POTUS sites. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Rockwell, WW1X, is using the call sign VP5/WW1X from Providenciales, IOTA number NA-002, in the Turks and Caicos Islands from the 8th through to the 15th of March. This is a QRP operation using only single sideband, although Rockwell has not ruled out the occasional use of FT8. QSL via Logbook of the World. Listen for Aldir, PY1SAD, who is using the call sign 8R1TM from Georgetown, Guyana, between the 11th of March and the 26th of April. Aldir is using CW, single sideband, and the digital modes on the HF bands. He is also operating via satellite. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Members of the Korean Amateur Radio League are on the air in March and April to celebrate the centenary of the International Amateur Radio Union. They are using the call sign HL100IARU. See QRZ.com for QSL details. We end this week's report with an alternate way in which some hams in New Zealand got to learn and practice CW while having real QSOs. We'll let Jim Meachins at L2BHF explain how it happened.
If you've ever wondered whether Echolink is a viable mode for teaching or learning CW, just ask Ted at L1BQA, who is proud to have logged a respectable number of CW contacts during the recent Jock White Memorial Field Day in New Zealand. Studying CW for almost a year with the Franklin Amateur Radio Club, it was able to restart his long-ago code skills in sessions led by the club president, Peter Henderson, ZL1PX. It was done over Echolink. Ted had enrolled last May along with 3 younger members who were first-time learners, Francois ZL4FJ, Steve ZL1TZP, and Steve ZL1SPR. With only Ted able to copy Peter's signal over HF, the club followed a suggestion made by Gary ZL1GAC, try Echolink, a computer-based ham radio mode that incorporates VoIP technology. Loading CW software onto his computer, Peter was able to send the code intended for each session, confident that everyone had an equal chance of copying clearly. Weekly sessions soon expanded to twice a week as the students concentrated on letters, then numbers, and eventually basic punctuation. After a break in the action, the club is back on Echolink with CW sessions 3 nights a week. As for Ted, he's on a roll. Peter told Newsline in an email that Ted has resumed making CW contacts on a daily basis on HF using the Vibraplex that once collected dust instead of QSOs. This is Jim Meacham, ZL2BHF.
Have you sent in your amateur radio haiku to Newsline's Haiku Challenge yet? Well, it's as easy as writing a QSL card. Set your thoughts down using traditional haiku format, a 3-line verse with 5 syllables in the first line, 7 in the second, and 5 in the third. Submit your work on our website at arnewsline.org. Each week's winner gets a shout-out on our website where everyone can find winning haiku. With thanks to Amateur News Daily, Bobby Graves, KB5HAV, Brandmeister, David Behar, K7DB, DX India Foundation, Eddie Misowich, KB3YRU, EI7GI Blog, Guillermo Cremerius, PY2BIL, Millennium Post, Peter Henderson, ZL1PX, QRZ.com, the QUA Newsletter, Radio World, shortradio.de, Shortwave Listening Post, the Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org.
Timeout. 15-second lock. Timeout. End. W8WKY.
the weekly Serenet, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes. Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Northeast Ohio and all our Outlanders. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Club Net. On the W8WKY repeater, we're at 147 Mark 39 megahertz with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. This is a control net open to any and all licensed amateurs. All traffic should go through net control. And as always, emergency or priority traffic is welcome to break in at any time. Your net control operator this evening is Phil, and my call sign is K8PMI. Break for time. All right, so we're going to get this started, and we'll do the in and out check-ins first. Also want to let you know I am on NetLogger. I'm watching the blue screen. If you get in there, I'll mark you up on the list there. And from that, we're going to take some in and out check-ins. So anybody that just wants to check in and out before we get to the trivia, call now. This is the W8WKY.
Kilo Delta 8, November Echo Oscar, KD8 NEO, Darrell in Holmes County, in and out.
W8WKY.
November 8, Whiskey Sugar, Bill into London, in and out.
Whiskey 8, Charlie Tango Mike, Carry at Portage Lakes, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet November Hotel, Duggan Rippon, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Yankee November Juliet, John in Norton, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, India Mike Echo, David Sterling, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, KE8 TLB. Randy and Redmond, I'll be in and out, 73.
KQ4OUX, Kilo 4 Oscar Uniform X-Ray, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Oscar with the X-ray, now.
All right, I'll pick it up right there. Thank you very much. We got NEO. We got Bill, N8WS, Carrie, W8CTM. Then I had KE8, JNH, Doug, YNJ, John, IME, TLB, Randy, OUX, and OWX. Thank you very much for checking in, and we'll add you to the log. So I believe AA8S has the trivia question for us. So KAPMI to AA8CS, you got a trivia question for us?
Good evening, Sarah and friends. Yeah, I do, Phil. And thank you for your first crack at the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Net. So far, so good. We got some regular check-ins coming our way next time around. But here we go. I got tonight's trivia question. I do. It is pursuant to a lunar eclipse that's coming up this week, Thursday night, Friday morning. So if you are of the ilk, get up early. or stay up late, whichever way you want to do it, and partake in the lunar eclipse. But hang on a second, and I'll give you the question. A full moon in March has historically been known as a worm moon, according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. This may be due to the emergence of earthworms around this time of year as the weather warms up and spring nears. But the publication offers another explanation for the name. In the 1760s, Captain Jonathan Carver documented that some Native American tribes used it to mark the appearance of beetle larvae from thawing tree bark. Yeah, a whole lot of stuff that I'm sure you wanted to know. Anyway, here's the question. During a total lunar eclipse, why does the moon appear red instead of completely disappearing in the Earth's shadow? All right, put your thinking caps on. Here are your distractors. A, the moon remains dimly lit by weak solar neutrinos interacting with its surface. B, Earth's atmosphere preferentially scatters shorter wavelengths and refracts longer wavelengths into the umbra. C, my favorite letter, the sun's chromosphere briefly extends into Earth's shadow, illuminating the moon with red light. And finally, D, residual thermal radiation from the moon's surface after sunset causes it to glow faintly in infrared and visible red wavelengths. There you have it. I'll do it again. During a total lunar eclipse, why does the moon appear red instead of completely disappearing into the Earth's shadow? A, the moon remains dimly lit by weak solar neutrinos interacting with its surface. B, the Earth's atmosphere preferentially scatters shorter wavelengths and refracts longer wavelengths into the umbra. The sun's chromosphere briefly extends into Earth's shadow, illuminating the moon with red light. And finally, D, residual thermal radiation from the moon's surface after sunset causes it to glow faintly in infrared and visible red wavelengths. There you have it. Hopefully you enjoy this question pursuant to the upcoming lunar eclipse Thursday night, early Friday morning, whichever way you want to look at it. And also, Phil, thanks for doing the net tonight. You're doing a great job, buddy. And it is his first time, so everybody be supportive and helpful. And there you go. Back to net. This is Alpha Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra. Go ahead, Phil. Doing great.
AA8CS. K8P. Thank you very much for that trivia question. I have no clue. I just always thought it was bleeding, but that's all I know. So anyhow, let's start with check-in. So anybody that wants to check in on the first round, give us a call. This is K8PMI. I'm listening.
This is Kilo Alpha 8 Lima Yankee Juliet, KA8LYJ, mobile on my way to Barberton.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf, KD8SLG, Nick, down the farm.
Have fun tonight, Phil.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8 Uniform India Bravo KE8 UIB John in Massillon.
This is WO3X Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Kilo
Echo 8, Zulu Romeo. KE8, ZZR, Harry and Wadsworth.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Quebec X-Ray, KE8 VQX, Joe in Akron.
Well, I'm pretty sure I got stepped on. Kilo Foxtrot 8 Golf, KF8G, Brian and Norton.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Oscar Lima, Chris in Brunswick.
All right, I'll pick it up right there. I picked up KA8LYJ, KD8SLG, KE8UIB. I believe I heard Dave in there, NT8D. Were you in and out, Dave?
I'll stick around for trivia.
WO3X. I got KE8ZZR. I got KE8VQX, KF8G, and KF8ODL. So if you didn't get through, we'll get you on the next round. We'll go to our mobile at the top of the list there, KA8LYJ. What do you think about that trivia question?
W8WKY.
This is KA8LYJ. It's actually a fun question. For that one, I'm going to go with Charlie. I think that one makes the most sense. Just on my way home from a Legion meeting, they discussed the club's use of the hall for field day, so they got the request, and the application, so all cool there. And nothing really else to report tonight. This is KA8LYJ. I'm going to give it back to the net.
All right, well, thank you very much. And you got the first guess, and that was a C. So let's go over to Hopalong over there, KD8SLG. Nick, what do you think about that question?
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG, also known as Hopalong. Thanks for that, Phil. Good evening, Phil, and all the Sarah Club netizens. So good to be here. Let's start with trivia tonight. I'm going to break Shorter's postulate and go with Charlie as well. That's Charlie for curmudgeon, C for curmudgeon. And glad to hear that the Legion knows we're coming for field day. That's awesome. Thank you for that, sir. And yeah, the request was made, that was over a month ago. So that's a good thing. And I'll just take the opportunity to remind everybody that dues are due. So there you go. Phil, fine business tonight. Thanks, man. Let you get back at it. It's KD8SLG. Back to net control.
Thank you very much, Nick. And yes, I did pay my dues yesterday. I think it's a little behind, but I think we might have to the end of the month, but not 100% sure. All right, let's head to our $5 dream, a nickel at a time, KE8UIB. John, how are things going out there, and what do you think about that trivia question?
KA-PMI from KA-UIB. Good evening, Phil. Everybody out there on the net. And we'll knock the trivia out of the way here. I'm doing the weekly messaging back and forth with my mom and dad. And my mom, my dad, and my wife are all going to take C, Charlie. And I'm going to be different and go with B, Bravo. Because end of the day, I'm just really lost with this question. And I'm totally clueless. How about that? But with that, you guys, I'm enjoying my Tuesday evening, relaxing, playing radio. And before that, I managed to sneak out for about a half hour, 45 minutes. Me and the wife went down, cast it out for a few minutes, and enjoyed a bit of the evening after work. But with that, I hope everybody else is enjoying their Tuesday evening as I'm living that $5 dream in nickel at a time. This is K8UIB, and I'm going to go ahead and hand this back over to Net Control. 7-3, y'all. Thanks for running the net, Phil.
Thank you very much, John, and don't be discouraged, because I have no clue on this one either. So it was a very good question. Let's get out to NTAD. I know he reads a lot of books, and he probably will have this answer. But Dave, what do you got for us for the net, and what do you think about the trivia question?
Hey there, Phil, everybody on the net, and all the listeners to the Club Net. I actually took an astronomy class as an elective back when I was in college, and I can't tell you the answer, to tell you the truth. I like B, and I like C. And so I'm going to back up John here and pick B, Baker, just to start evening things out a little bit. They're both good answers, but we'll back John up with this one. Beautiful day today. Boats out in the driveway, tongue oiled up to all the spars and masts and all the bare oak. So that's all curing out in the sun. Well, it was in the sun. Now it's dark. And I think we're gonna lace up the sails this week, at least by Friday. We'll go ahead and lace up the sails and start looking forward to sailing season. Hope everybody has a terrific Tuesday, and nice job. Welcome to the Tuesday night club rotation there, Phil. WAWKY, NTAD.
Well, thank you very much, Dave, and I do enjoy doing the nets, but I get up so early. This is getting close to my bedtime, so that's why I'm usually not on the evening nets, and I'd never make the beacon net. But that's what happens as you get older and still work. But thanks a lot, Dave. Good to hear you, and glad you had a great day. Let's get over to John, WO3X. I don't even know if I wrote that down right, John, but please confirm with me, and you're up next, and what do you got for trivia?
Yeah, good evening, Phil, and all on the net. This is WO3X, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, here in Cuyahoga Falls. Let's see, I'll do the trivia first. I also am going to go with B Bravo on that. And then over the weekend, I did a couple of contests. The funny one was the Idaho QSO party, and there were 4 special event stations. Let's see, KPS, KP. No, wait, not KP. Whatever it was. Let's see. Maybe it was K. KAS, KAP, KAU, and KAD. And so if you made a contact with all 4 of them, you got a 500 point bonus, and that spells out SPUD, SPUD. So that's the SPUD bonus, 500 points. So I did manage to get them. I had to get the S, though, using Morse code. They had an application that a spotter. They had a spotter application on their website there, and the only time the only mode that it showed the S was in Morse code, and I'm very poor on that, even though I had to do 20 words a minute back in 1991. But I that was funny. And so I made 10 contacts total, and I'm not sure how many points. N1MM shows 45 points, but they said submit your log, and the logging software will show it wrong, and they'll take care of the bonus points and all that for my score. So let's see. I said B Bravo. So with that, back to the net. W8WKY. This is WO3X.
All right, thank you very much there, John. And now we're to 3 Bs and 3 Cs. So let's get over to Harry at KE8ZZR. You're up next on the W8WKY ClubNet.
W8WKY. This is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Phil. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Hope everybody's doing well out there. And in regards to the trivia question, I'm going to go B as in boy. So not much happening here. Enjoying the nice weather finally. Doing some work outside. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, Phil. This is KE8ZZR. And one last thing, Phil. When you get a moment, can you give me a call? I got a question about your radio installed in your truck, so I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks again. This is KE8ZZR Claire.
Sure, Harry. You can also give me a call. My number's on my cell phone is on the club roster with my cell phone number on there. See if I can grab yours and give you a buzz tomorrow. But other than that, very good. Nice to talk to you. And let's head over to Joe, KE8VQX. What do you think on that trivia question? B's leading the way. You're up next.
W8WKY. This is KE8VQX. Hello, Phil. Doing a great job. Boy, that would scare me to have to take this over and do it. But you're doing great. Appreciate it. Just got back from a 4-day trip. Last night was in Costa Rica. Man, that was hard to leave this morning. Anyways, as far as that trivia goes, I'm going to go with C for curmudgeon. I'm an aspiring curmudgeon, and hopefully I'll achieve that one day. But anyway, anything with color and chrome in it makes sense to me. So I'm going to go with C, Charlie. So thanks again for doing this, Phil, and get me in there. This is KE8VQX. Back to net control.
All right, thanks a lot there, Joe. We got you marked in at C. This is a battle here. Let's go over to Brian, KF8G. What do you think on that trivia question? You're up next on ClubNet.
Well, since I am the curmudgeon that Nick was referring to, I'm going to go for C. I could care less. There you go. Oh, I'm kind of a grumpy bugger when it comes to trivia questions, but that's okay. I'm just enjoying my newfound retirement. My last day was Thursday last week. I'm having a good time with that. Having fun with my toys that I have, my golf and my Corvette. And we're gonna activate Portage Lake State Park, me and Dell, NAOFP on Friday, so look for us there. But other than that, not much else going on. I'm gonna try to make the Hamfest Sunday. I'll turn it back to Ned, and yeah, I can see Gary having expertise on eclipses, since he probably has several a day. So back to Ned, KF8G.
Thank you very much, Brian, and we'll mark you down as a C, and happy retirement. Mine's coming soon, I think, but not 100% sure when. All right, I think I got this call sign mixed up. I know I do, but I got a KF8ODL, Chris. Can you correct that for me? And you're up next on W8WKY ClubNet.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Foxtrot 8 Delta Oscar Lima. Thanks for having me on the net tonight. This is going to be my first one that I'm attending on time. And for the trivia answer, I'm probably going to go with C, curmudgeon, because I find that word kind of funny. In other news, I have yet again got another incorrect order from Burger King, and I signed up to be a club member, so I got to get $30 together and pay my dues. Hope to see somebody there on the 20th, if I don't get lost on the way there. Back to you, Net Control. This is Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Oscar Lima.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Chris, and hopefully to see you at the meeting. You got probably just as far a drive as I got. I got a little bit of a jaunt over there, but it's a great group of guys. We have a lot of fun, and like to hear you on the net, so that's great to have you. All right, that brings me to the bottom of the list, and we'll do another round of check-ins. Please call W8WKY for the second round of check-ins for the ClubNet. I'm listening.
Whiskey 8 Echo.
KC8 FQB, I'm at College Club meeting, KCFQB.
Whiskey 8 Hotel Romeo Foxtrot W8 HRF Josh Mobile.
Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha KE8 VZA Eric in Strongsville.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf K4OG and Copley.
Foxtrot Tango Fred in Medina.
Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP Jerry in Shreve.
Whiskey 2 Juliet Lima Sierra John W2 JLS in Fairlawn.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf K4OG Mark in Copley.
All right, I'll pick it up there. I picked up Northern Mark KC8 FQV. I got Josh W8 HRF. I got KE8 VZA. I got Middle Mark K4OG. Fred in Medina. I did not get your call sign. Can you please? And I got. I'll get Fred's now. Fred, can you come back with your call sign, please?
Kilo Echo 8 Quebec Foxtrot Tango KE8 QFD.
Got you now, Fred. You and Mark were in a collision, and I was only able to pull him out. I also got KC8 HDP Jerry, and I got W2 JLS. So we'll go up. Northern Mark KC8 FQV. What do you got for the trivia for us?
Well, quick, I want to say Charlie, and we did talk about the event we're doing later on this year over at Cars. So they did get the message. So back it comes, Charlie, KCFQB.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. As always, at least you're not standing by a computer, but you probably Googled it on your phone, but that's okay. We'll go over to Josh, W8HRF. What do you got for us, Josh? And what's your guess on that trivia question? This is a W8WKY ClubNet.
W8WKY, W8HRF. Good evening, Phil. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to go with Bravo on the trivia. I think it's Bravo. Yeah, I am getting home here. Worked a little late and then went to the PCAR's special interest group for their portable operations to talk to them about their May 31st POTA, and they've got an event at Cuyahoga Valley coming up in April, which is going to be awesome. So I figure I should be talking about that POTA event a little bit more since I guess May 31st feels like a long way, but it's going to come faster than I'm ready for. So I think Mark said Cars was just talking about it. That's cool. I'm glad they got the email. I sent out the first round of emails. If you know of, if you are a member of another club, if you know of any clubs who would be interested in participating in this year's multi-club, Northeast Ohio multi-club POTA event that Sarah is sponsoring, please point them my way. My email is good on QRZ, W8HRF, of course. We're trying to get the emails out to as many different clubs as possible. You don't have to be a club to participate. You can activate a park on your own. And I think the really cool thing about this event is you can just, clubs and individuals can just participate by activating a park, or you can get a little bit more involved optionally to get involved with some special activities. We're going to try to pick a couple of special activities and assign time frames to them so that multiple clubs can do those things at the same time. So maybe for a 2-hour radio timeout, maybe for a chunk of time, clubs try to contact each other via NVIS. Maybe during another chunk of time, an hour or two, we try to do satellite contacts. There's a lot of cool stuff we can do with this. Maybe a club would want to be a sponsor of doing a backpacking POTA trip. I'm really excited about this. I think other clubs are starting to get excited about it. I know PCARS is definitely interested. I talked to Norris about it. So we're going to do an initial kickoff meeting. That date will be to be determined. And then we'll do some additional meetings after that for these different special activities. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's info on the website, w8wky.org, if you go to the activities menu and go down to 2025 Multi-Club POTA. And if you want to get involved, I'm going to be sending out emails to the operations committee soon here so we can get organized and get Sarah underway for this. So I am very excited. I think it's going to be an awesome event, and looking forward to it. So anyways, I have yacked enough. And I'm going to send it back to you, sir. Thank you for running the ClubNet, and we'll catch you later. W8WKY, W8HRF. I'm clear.
All right. Thank you very much, Josh. And I did join your committee, so I'll answer the email and help you out where I can. But the POTA events I know we did last year were outstanding. I ate more hot dogs than I did make contacts, but it was a good time seeing everybody and getting together. Thank you for doing that. All right, we got Eric up next, KE8VZA. You're up next on the ClubNet.
W8WKY in the group. This is KE8VZA here. For trivia, before I forget, I'm going to go with Delta. I'm just going to go with Delta. Yeah. And let's see, what else? I just got done with the 10-meter net with Norris. Actually went fairly well tonight. I could hear net control and where he is in Avon Lake. I usually can just barely hear him above the noise. I heard him pretty well today. And we had a Nevada station check-in, so that was kind of cool. What else? Norris Winter Ham Fest. It was good to see you there, Phil. And Ron, KB8 LNK, and who else did I see? Northern Mark was there. And K8AGW Pops was there. It was good to see him. And several others. WO3X, I sold him his ticket there. I sold everybody their ticket pretty much, unless I was on a break. But it was a good ham fest. We sold 201 tickets. We oversold tables by 2 or 3. We had to stick them in corners, but we made it work. And good time was had by all. Yes, Nor's is also going to do POTA on the 31st, and being that I'm a member of 2 clubs, I'm torn. I'm so torn. But maybe we'll flip a coin. Anyway, KE8VZA, back to net control.
Thanks a lot, Eric. And yes, that was a good ham fest, and it was nice seeing everybody. Good job over there. All right, we got one of the members of the Dog Pound, K4OG. What's going on over there, Mark? And what do you think about that trivia question?
WAWKY in the group. Hello, Phil. Man, that trivia question's hard, and it's got a lot of big words. I was so glad to see it on the blue screen. I tried writing all that down, and I couldn't, even with the second read. So, I was neutrinos, really, Gary? Let's see, and I was leaning towards B till I heard, I think Mark picked C, Northern Mark, FQV. Some other people picked C. Atmosphere extends into the Earth's shadow. What? The chromas? Man, I'm torn, guys. I'm torn. Bear with me one more second. Charlie. I'm gonna pick Charlie. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for running the net, Phil. You do a great job. And listen for you in the morning. Hope the workouts are paying dividends for you. K4OG, back to net.
Thanks a lot, Mark. And yes, it is paying dividends. I haven't been as active on the barometer net, but dropped 30 pounds so far, and got my blood sugar under control, so it's working. So just got to keep busy. But thanks for asking, and we're going to head over to Fred in Medina, KE8QFT. You're up next on the W8WKY ClubNet.
Hello, Phil. Hello, everybody out there on the net. Now, I would have to say that the answer to the trivia question is B, because, I mean, you've always got to consider that residual thermal radiation. Can you still hear me?
Roger.
Okay, I just dropped the microphone. But I do think, like, you always got to consider that residual thermal radiation, and especially after sunset. You know, during the daylight hours, it's not so much of a worry, but oh man, when it gets dark out, you got to watch out for them things. So I always, if I'm out after dark during them times, I do wear the tinfoil hat, because actually I don't have any idea, but I'm going to say D. I don't know why. Probably because I don't know any of this stuff. Last week I got to talk to a Viking cruise ship that was between California and Hawaii. I thought that was pretty cool for the meager setup I have. Of course, he was probably talking over the internet, satellite or whatever. But what the heck? I talked to a cruise ship for the first time. KE8QFD back to net control.
All right, thank you very much, Fred. And let's head down to Shreve. Jerry, KC8 HDP. How you doing today? Good to hear from you. And you're on the W8WKY ClubNet.
W8WKY and the net, this is KC8HDP. Well, welcome to the net control team, Phil. Great to have you as part of the crew. I'm going to answer the trivia question before I forget. I have no clue as to which one is the right answer, and no one has picked Alpha yet, so I am going to go with Alpha. Boy, haven't been up to a whole lot, but going to be helping out with a marathon this coming Saturday, maybe. Could be some severe weather Saturday, so I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they have a plan for that. But anyway, great to hear everyone. I'll say a special hello to W2JLS, who's up next. So hello, John. Well, I'm going to send things back to you, Phil. W8WKY and the net from KC8HDP 73.
All right, thanks a lot, Jerry. And we got one letter A, one for D, we got 5 for B, and 9 for C. So far it's looking like C. But John, what do you think? W2JLS, you're up next, and what do you got for us?
W8WKY.
Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee, this is W2JLS. I'm making my QSO here in from the rec center out at Lifestyles in Fairlawn. I'm on the track, but I'm paused here. So I'm going to be that pesky neighbor to Gary and ask him to reread the question. I gather a lot of B's and C's, but I was paying my club dues when he read it the first time, and I kind of drifted, wasn't paying attention. So if you can hear me, maybe I can get you to bother my neighbor. I'll be that pesky W2JLS. Back over.
All right, very good. Not a problem. Keep walking and get a good workout in. It's better for you than answering a trivia question. All right, that brings us to the bottom of the list. We got 9:15, right around that time. So let's do another round of check-ins. This is the W8WKY net, and I'm looking for check-ins. Call now, please.
Whiskey 8, Echo Lima, Mike, Eric, Orville. Mark walked on me.
Kilo, Charlie 8, Echo Yankee.
Kilo Zulu 8, Bravo Lima Delta, Brian, Canal Fulton, Ohio. I'll be in and out, and good job, Phil, KC8 BLD.
Whiskey Bravo 4, Alpha India Zulu, WB4AIZ, Chuck Echolink for Ida.
All right, I'll pick it up there. I got Brian in and out, BLD. I got you there, Chuck. You'll be up second. You're on deck. KC8 EEY, you're up next on ClubNet.
Good evening to the net. Heard you guys in there. This is Dave from East Sparta. Glad to hear Eric, my friend in there. We are back from Florida early. The snowbird came north, and we brought this warm weather with you. Hope you all appreciate it. Okay, this is KC8EY, and we turn it back to the net.
right, you want to guess on the trivia question?
Sir, I'll just pass on tonight. Just heard everybody in there. Just wanted to say howdy, howdy. In fact, I haven't even heard what the trivia question was.
Well, it was pretty difficult, so I don't think it matters. But, all right, thanks for joining us, and I appreciate it. Let's head over to Chuck in Florida on Echolink. How's the weather down there? I haven't been down there in a few weeks. Need to get back down there. This is W8WKY. You're up next, Chuck.
Yeah, this is WB4AIZ. So that's why it's cooler. I was wondering why the temperature got cooler. Well, it explains it. It took all the heat away. Now it's been beautiful. We had some rain last week, maybe a couple days ago, and it cools us down a little bit, and then it just keeps warming up every day until the next front comes through, and we made it through a time change okay. So, and I had to stop and put the phone on charge because I was running out of power. So that's why I'm in so late. Anyways, don't have anything else. I have no idea what the trivia is, but ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. And I'm teasing. WB4.
Thank you very much, Chuck, and you have a good evening and enjoy that weather down there because it's going to really start getting hot down there soon. All right, let's go for another round in check-ins and see what we got. Seems like we're starting to slim down. We'll go back to AAHCS after this round of check-ins and see what we got for an answer. So this is the W8WKY ClubNet, and we're looking for check-ins. Call now, please.
Whiskey 8 Echo Lima Mike Eric Orville.
Be in and out.
Let me jump in here real quick. Scott was over somebody in Orville. Can you recall your call sign, please?
For the fourth time, this is Eric, E-R-I-C. My call is Whiskey 8 Echo Lima Mike, and my location is Orville.
I got you now, Eric, and you were loud and clear. I apologize. I am on a node, so when there's a crash, it's hard for me to pick it out sometimes, so I apologize. But why don't you take it away since you've tried so diligently to get in, and what do you got for the trivia question?
Absolutely no problem, Phil. Thanks for running the net, and you're doing a great job for the first time. And I know the answer to the trivia question, therefore I am going to choose E, Echo, as my answer. So thanks for handling things tonight. Got a good group in here. Back to net.
right. Well, thank you very much there, Eric. And I did cut that one a little short, so I will do another round of check-ins here. So if you're waiting to check in, call now, please. This is W8WKY ClubNet, and I'm looking for check-ins. All right, hearing none, let's get over to AA8CS. And Gary, what is the answer to the trivia question? This is K8PMI.
Wait, you wanted an answer too? Nobody told me about an answer. Holy cow, I'm supposed to get an answer? All right, I'll tell you what. What I'm going to do, I'm going to reread the question. I know John, W2JLS, needs, he really needs to have an opportunity to answer the question. And Eric, yeah, I appreciate the fact that that you abstained, but you should have gone ahead and answered it anyway. And I also want to mention Fred QFT. Fred, you said that you don't know anything about this stuff. Well, it's trivia. You're not supposed to know anything about it. I mean, that's the way it is. And you guess and you hope. I just recall times when I'm in I've been at a bar. Actually, that's where all this trivia stuff happens, evidently. But I was in a bar and trivia, and you do your best and you guess, but you don't not answer. I mean, you know, you always guess, because if you think about it, there's 4 possibilities, right? So you have a 25% chance of getting the right answer. And if you follow Shorter's postulate and not take C, that improves your odds immensely. Just saying. Anyway, I'm going to grab a second and reread the question, and we can go back to W2JLS and get his answer. All right, here we go. During a total lunar eclipse, which, by the way, we have one coming up here on Thursday evening or Friday morning, sometime in that area. During a total lunar eclipse, why does the moon appear red instead of completely disappearing in the Earth's shadow, which it's supposed to do? Everybody knows it's supposed to do that. Here's your choices. Alpha, the moon remains dimly lit by weak solar neutrinos interacting with its surface. Yeah, I said neutrinos. B, Earth's atmosphere preferentially scatters shorter wavelengths and refracts longer wavelengths into the umbra. And by shorter, it's not a relative. Those wavelengths are not related to me, by the way. Choice C, the one that you're not supposed to take according to Shorter's. The sun's chromosphere briefly extends into Earth's shadow, illuminating the moon with red light. And finally, choice D, residual thermal radiation from the moon's surface after sunset causes it to glow faintly in infrared and visible red wavelengths. There you have it. That's the choice. Phil, why don't you call on W2GLS and see if he has anything else for us there. And if anybody else who didn't answer the trivia question would like to, now's your opportunity. Remember, there are not any right answers. All answers are wrong, except for the right one. Everybody followed that, right? Back to net, AA8CS.
Thank you, Gary. I followed it, and I understand it. W2JLS. Did you hear the question and the answers? And we'd like to get your answer, please. You're up next.
Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee, hosted by Mr. Phil. Mr. Phil, good on you for doing the net tonight, and thanks for coming back to me. And Gary, thanks for sending me the text. Let me know you were going to take care of that. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm on the track, so if I sound like I'm huffing and puffing, that's the deal. Having reflected on Gary's question and answers, I kind of like B. And in defense of people that don't like to guessing you may have a 25% chance of getting it right, but if you don't know the answer and you don't guess, you've got a 100% chance of not getting it wrong out loud. So, understood. So I'll go with choice B, and also I'll wave a hand out to Jerry in Shreve, KDHCP, Hotel Charlie Papa. Hello to you, my friend. Anyway, passing it back. Remember, after this net, I know a lot of you go jump on another. Don't forget the Colorado Astronomy Net for people that like Gary's question. It happens concurrent, adjacent to this net. So you can pop on that through Echolink or Allstar. W2JLS back to net.
All right, thank you very much, and we got you recorded there. So we got 2 C's, 6 B's, 1 D, and 1A. So does anybody else want to give it a shot before we get the answer? Call now. This is W8WKY ClubNet.
KC8EY for a recheck.
Recheck, go.
Yeah, now that I heard the trivia question, I hadn't heard it before, and being an amateur astronomer like Gary, I will answer B. Any smart people out there will kind of go with B. Back to the net.
All right, thank you very much. That boosts us up to 7 B's, 9 C's. So anybody else before we send it back to AA8CS? Call now. This is a W8WKY ClubNet.
Please check in, KB8LNK.
KB8LNK, do you want to go for an answer there on the trivia?
My initial gut thing would say Bravo, so let's go with Bravo, I guess.
All right, we got you put in there at Bravo, and I didn't give a guess yet, and I'm going with Bravo as well, which that takes it to 9 B's and 9 C's. So, Gary, AA8CS, what do we got for an answer there?
W8WKY, this is AA8CS. Nicely done, Phil. Look at you. You made it 9 to 9. So we got a stalemate. That's what I like. I like to hear that. And this is not an IQ test by any stretch of the imagination. This is a specific fact. And if you happen to know it, fabulous. And if you don't happen to know it, that doesn't mean that you're smart or you're dumb. That doesn't mean anything. It means you just don't know the answer to this specific question, which is, and again, gang, this is all about having fun. And quite honestly, and maybe Eric can attest to this as well. When him and I think this is, but for me for sure. when we put these questions together, we try not to make it so incredibly easy just to go to Google and come up with an answer. We want it to be a little bit nebulous so that you have to think a little bit about it and come up with your best answer. That's all. And again, it's all for fun. Anyway, let me grab a second. I'll give you the answer. Okay, starting with distractor A. Solar neutrinos do not pass through the moon. Or I'm sorry. They do pass through the moon, but they do not interact in a way that produces visible light. Neutrinos are nearly massless and weakly interacting makes this an unrealistic explanation. So A is definitely, as most of you had decided, is not the correct answer. B is the correct answer. Earth's atmosphere scatters shorter, not me, but just in length, blue wavelengths, and that's the Rayleigh scattering effect, by the way, while longer red wavelengths bend around the planet and continue into the shadowed region illuminating the moon, thusly the red hue. This is why the moon appears red rather than completely dark. C is also incorrect, as the sun's chromosphere is a thin layer of hot gas, but it does not extend into the Earth's shadow. The red color is due to Earth's filtered atmosphere, not the sun itself. And D, also incorrect, the moon does not emit thermal infrared radiation. This is not, the moon does emit thermal infrared radiation. That is a true fact. But this is not visible to the human eye, so therefore it doesn't contribute to the red appearance of the lunar eclipse. Okay, but I'll tell you, if you can get out sometime, I think I'd have to look again. I should have more information on that, but there is an eclipse coming up Thursday night. It's between I think like 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. You'd have to double check it. I will have more information on Thursday morning barometer net. But anyway, if you can get up, it should be a nice sight. It should be a very, very nice sight. And I'm hoping that even in Ohio that we have some clear skies. Let me grab a second. Phil, if I may, just a couple quick announcements, if I could. First off, our Sarah Club meeting is coming up on the 20th. We'll be at the Eagles again. Should be a great meeting. Hopefully, a bunch of you guys can come along down, and we'll have some fun there. I do want to also announce that the Wayne Amateur Radio Club meeting is on the 13th. That's coming up this Thursday. Our good friends in Wayne County down there, they do a fabulous job with ham radio. And if you have some time, come on down and visit with them. The North Ham Fest is coming up, as you know, and that was very amply explained to the group. And that's just about it. So Sarah Club meeting, the the Wayne Amateur Radio Club meeting on the 13th, Sarah on the 20th, North Ham Fest this Saturday. Lots of ham stuff going on. I want to thank Josh, too, for continuing to beat the drum for the POTA event, the multi-club POTA event. That should be a lot of fun. Lots of stuff happening. Hopefully we'll see you guys on the nets and at the club meetings and at all of the stuff going on with the club. Be radioactive, that's all I can say. With that, let me turn it back to you, Phil. Nice job tonight, buddy. Nice job. We'll talk to you again real soon, and we'll see everybody on the barometer net in the morning at the ungodly hour of 7 a.m., Monday through Saturday. Yeah. Be there. Be there. AAHCS, back to W8WKY. Thanks, Phil.
Thank you very much, Gary, and thank you for trivia question. The help was great. At this time, I will close the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday night net at 9:05 with 34 check-ins. I also want to thank all the listeners and all of you who participated in tonight's net. Remember, it's your participation that makes our nets and our club the success that it is. Don't forget to check in to the Drive Time Sierra Barometer net Monday through Saturday from 7 to 8 a.m. and the Beacon net on Wednesday and Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Until next Tuesday, 73 and good evening. This is K8PMI doing business as W8WKY, returning this repeater back to normal amateur use. W8WKY and K8PMI is clear. 73 all.
KC8EEY. KC8EEY W8ELM. Are you still around, Dave?
Yes, Eric. Howdy, brother.
Good to have you back. Obviously haven't heard you for a while. How was your winter?
Well, to be honest, we was only down there for 2 months. Had to come back early. My brother passed away on March 2nd, so we had the funeral yesterday. But the first month down in Florida was a little on the chilly side. You guys up here in the north left the front door open, let all that cold air down there. But February was beautiful. Not much rain and just nice weather. Back to you.
All right, very good. Sorry to hear about your brother and that you had to cut your time short. Glad you at least got one decent month down there. We have friends that we used to go down to Foley, Alabama, just north of Gulf Shores, and did not go this year, but friends that were down there, got a ham friend, AK0Q, that is in the same condo building that we're normally in, and he filled me in a little bit on the weather there, so I guess you have to take what you get when you get there. Anyway, as I said, good to have you home, and sorry that it's under such circumstances. All right, Dave, I'll let you go. KC8EEY W8ELM.
Well, Eric, always a pleasure talking with you, my friend. Yeah, we was thinking about going back down, but we have a few friends. Well, they're on their way home to glory, and so we figured we'd get back down there and have to turn right back around and come back up here. We do want to make their funerals, and it's very short for them, so we figured that we might as well cut it short. And I put the ham. I just got the ham shack back together again. I transport some equipment down there, and I brought a couple monitors back with me, and so I got monitors all around me. I got a Linux machine running behind me, and a laptop on the side, 2 monitors on the radios, and the computer in front of me, and figured we'd just put it all back together again and just stay up here. Did make some good contacts while I was down in Florida. It seemed like down there I had a direct line to Europe on 10 meters, and that was a lot of fun. Okay, my friend, always a pleasure talking with you, and I'm sure that we'll be talking further on down the band. This is KC8EEY Clear.
All right, 7-3, Dave. KC8EEY W8ELM will be clear.
W8WKY. W8WKY. Repeater PL1 14.8.